to make this quick. I was supposed to come live earlier, but I ain't gonna lie, I went to sleep. I did. I went to sleep. Hi. So, here we go. I've had a couple of epiphanies today. The Wi-Fi is not that good, so bear with me, okay? I'm not gonna lie. If it cuts out, just bear with me. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all the energy. Hey, so excuse me. So today is Saturday, and from the astrological calendar, supposedly Pisces season starts tomorrow, and the astrological, it says starts tomorrow. Now, shit. Yeah, it says the sun enters Pisces tomorrow. So there's a video that I posted on Patreon, and I was talking about a lot of different things, and here the fuck we go. Now, so some of you guys are going to be put in a position where somebody else has gone through something, so they're going to be able to help you out with insight on how to do it and how to get through it. So that's something that I picked up on. Like, you're going to have an insider person to be able to assist you with this new journey you're going on. Whether you're going to have a new mentor, you're going to have a new friend, a new business partner, a new job, whatever it is, somebody is going to it's going to prepare you for what you're about to walk into. Okay. That's one of the downloads that I got, that God had told me, whatever. So basically saying, like, all that anxiety you're going to have about this new journey, it's all actually going to be like, because somebody is going to, they've already gone through it. So they're going to prepare you for what's going to come. They're going to tell you what's going to happen. Like, you're going to have insight, and people are not going to know you have insight. This is exactly what I was telling y'all in the Patreon video about discernment. So that's one thing to pay attention to, that I feel like a lot of people are not prepared for. Like, they're thinking they're going to go into this journey like blindsided, or they're going to go into the journey not knowing too much. And the whole time, somebody you already know, or somebody that's going to come in, they're going to be able to walk you through the entire process. Like, you know, and I don't mean like hold your hand, like, you know, but they're going to basically put you up on game. Okay. The second download was, you're finally getting a second chance at everything that you have learned. So instead of you looking back at things like, oh my God, I can't believe I did that, you just kind of accept it for what it was, and you appreciate it, and then you do something different. So you're going to get a second chance with a lot of things. With the residue of the Capricorn energy leaving us, that means that we're also leaving behind the residue of the Cancer energy of our foundations when it comes to like our ancestral things. So like, you know, having the ancestral like lack of money, or lack of, you know, confidence, a lack of knowledge, just whatever you lack. It's not just something that you lack within yourself. Like, it's something that has been lacked generations after generations. So now we actually get to come to a conclusion of where you actually can now have a stable foundation, and specifically a foundation. So your foundation now is based off of how much you trust yourself. So I even told them on Patreon, I'm like, you know, I know people be wanting to come get a monthly update from me, or they be like, oh, you know what I'm saying, I'm getting this feeling to go to get a reading from OG. Not yet. Okay, we'll talk in Aries season, because you kind of are going to have to show spirit and show God and really show yourself. It's not even about trying to prove it to God and prove it to your ancestors and prove it to your spirit team, because they already knew you had the capabilities of doing it. This is now for you to show yourself, like, I can trust in myself. I can believe in myself. I have all the capabilities to end the astrological, 7-year with no problem. I don't need that much insight. I don't need nothing. I don't need to question anything, so just trust in everything that you're doing. Now, the third thing. Now, this just came upon me tonight. You can't hide from the truth, and the truth is not going to hide from you. Nobody is safe. Nobody. Because this is spiritual and this is 3D. All this 3D truth is not the real spiritual truth. And what's going to happen is this spirit truth is being brought down to the 3D, and nobody's safe. Nobody, they don't care about your attachment style. They don't care about your past. They don't care about who you with, the connection. They don't care. And it's not that they don't care in the sense of like, oh, we just want to intentionally hurt you. It's nothing intentional. It's like, it just has to happen. It just has to happen. And it's not necessarily for a reason to make you feel bad. A lot of the things that I'm realizing about what's happening in the collective is everything that's happening in the collective is not to make you feel bad or feel stupid. It's to help you understand that there's no growth there. That's like the biggest thing I hear God keep saying. It's not that we're trying to hurt you. It's not that we're trying to, like bring you down. It's not that we're saying you're wrong. We're letting you know ain't no clean water over there. So as people are exiting your life or things are coming, like, it's going to be a shit show. It's going to be a shit show. And I told y'all how y'all handle things is the way you will be rewarded. So it's going to be chaos. Oh yes, it's going to be plenty of chaos. But my biggest thing to tell everybody is like, can you find peace in the midst of chaos? That's something that Aries have a very, that's like one of their superpowers. People that have Aries in their charts, or wherever you have Aries in your chart, your biggest superpower is that chaos does not bother you. You could be in the midst of chaos and you could just be sitting there like, la 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 la, Elmo's world. And everybody's like, well, why the fuck are you so calm? We're the gods of war. So if our whole life is built on a war mentality, that means that when warlike things are happening around us, let's see what it's really about. Like, it ain't about shit. And that's something that the collective has to really focus on, because the narratives, the issues, everything that's just going to come up is just going to be like, boom. And I feel like it's only going to be boom for the people that don't want to accept the truth. I don't really feel like it's going to be chaos for people that are going to be accepting of the truth and listening to their higher selves. And, I feel like the rude awakening is to people that wanted to live in an illusion. And I told you guys, in Pisces season, create your own reality. Create your own world. But my thing is, when you're creating your own world, what truths are you going to allow to actually be in your reality? Or are you going to allow lies to be a part of your reality? That's my biggest thing I think I want people to understand is, when you create your own reality, do you create your reality out of the truth or out of a lie? Pisces season is going to get you guys to understand that, like, are you having faith or are you not being realistic? When I say not being realistic, like, are you trying to put restrictions on God? Those are the type of, things I want everybody to pay attention to. Those are the type of things I want everybody to think about. I want you to kind of, like, these are the type of things, because when Pisces season gets here, y'all, when I tell you, it already started. And I thought I was tripping. When I tell you I thought I was tripping, And I called my homegirl and I told her what happened. She was like, well, it was a matter of time. I have been saying that for months. And when she said that shit, I was like, you're right. You're so right. It's a matter of time for all this shit was going to collapse. So in reality, as long as you're playing your part on a spiritual aspect, where's the fault? Where's the issue? Where's the decline? You know, one thing about it is, that's why I was trying to make sure I specified, reiterated, wanted to drill in your head. Nobody can stop your blessings. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody can keep you stagnant. Only you can in this energy. And if we're ending this astrological 7-year, that means that you've got your mindset on that, right? Meaning, as we go into this new cycle, you're not looking at things from a 3D level. You're not looking at it from a human perspective of like, well, this isn't morally right. I told you, a lot of y'all morals and values are based off of where your ancestors were in a lack mentality. There's a live that I did, and I think it's, and Mercury's about to go in Pisces too on the 22nd. There's a live that I did on this one. Want in life is because of the fact that they constantly need reassurance and physical proof that magic exists. Pisces fall short in life because of the fact that they do not utilize the wisdom that is already within them to overcome an obstacle to get to the outcome that they seek. One thing I know about Pisces, and me having Pisces, Saturn and Pisces, is there's not nothing that I want that I don't get. If I want it, I get it. It's simple. It's not something I can explain. It's not something that I can reiterate. I can teach you. I don't know. There's nothing in this world that I want that I don't get. I get everything that I say I want. I don't care what time frame it comes in. I don't care what way it comes in. But I bet you that conclusion is it. That's what I'm talking about. There's nothing there's just, it's just, you know, when Gretchen was like, you just can't sit with us. That's the type of energy that we're in. Because, see, there's this Regina George energy, right? So if you remember, Regina George and the Plastics made all these rules. You can't wear this on that day. You can't wear this on that day. And you remember when Katie was trying to sabotage Regina George and give her reality check, she wore sweatpants on a certain day. And Gretchen and them finally stood up because they realized of how much a shitty person Regina George was to them, because she was just on her high horse trying to be the queen, trying to be this. And remember, Gretchen like stood up for them and was like, you just can't sit with us. That's the type of energy that's happening, that a lot of people are about to have a very rude awakening. They've been Regina George. And y'all remember Regina George. Regina George was jealous of Katie because Katie was just authentic. And then remember, Katie fell into the trap of trying to become in this competition. And then she still won because she took the ownership. She took the responsibility. She, you know, she was very honest. She was very transparent. She led with integrity, which is the reason why, like, at the end of the day, she led on a soul level. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I did this, and, you know, remember Janice called her out on it. Janice was like, oh, and we did this and we did that because of the fact of she got too caught up into her ego that she forgot that her soul tribe, you know what I'm saying? And then, the fact that she had messed with her, you know, like messed up the whole soul tribe thing to now go to where her ego felt that it was more accepted. This is where everybody's going to get a rude awakening. Because she still won queen. And, you know, remember Regina George, because she felt embarrassed and humiliated. She still tried to, like, you know, blame Katie and Gretchen and them for the burn book, and whole time Regina was the one. So she still tried to like change it instead of just taking ownership. You know what I'm saying? I just want more people to take ownership. Don't try to play the victim in situations to where you know spiritually that that's just not it. Like, play your part. Don't be attached to certain things. Release certain things. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at things from a spiritual perspective, because of the fact of a lot of things are going to come up, and I'm telling you, people going to try to play the victim on that shit. And how are you going to play the victim knowing that you know the truth? The truth shall set you free. But I'm trying to tell you, the ego is a nasty thing. And the ego is what's going to get people fucked up, which is going to create their realities full of lies instead of the truth. One thing about Pisces that a lot of people don't understand is anything in the 12th house. If you meet somebody, this is why I've been trying to tell y'all, synastry in 2024 is going to be a big thing. Any planets that you have with somebody in the 12th house, if anybody has any planets that you have in the 12th house, they are from a past life. Simple. It don't matter if they have the sun in it, the moon in it, the Jupiter, the Uranus. If they have placements that you have in the 12th house, they are from a past life. Meaning you guys are either going to pick up where you left off or you're going to overcome the lesson. It's either or. You're basically learning with each other. So my thing is, when you're meeting somebody, like I remember I said this a couple weeks ago, if you're meeting people with the same zodiac sign, it's because of the fact that that's some energy you need to either be working on or that is becoming stronger within you. So like, I'm gonna give you an example. Right now, I've been meeting a lot of Taurus. I have Taurus in my Venus, which is all about love, relationships, resources, and also self-worth. And also Taurus rules the throat. So speaking up for myself, speaking on my boundaries, articulating my words, correctly, and, making sure I'm being vulnerable and not allowing myself to shy away from vulnerability, not settling. These are type of things, being more vocal about what you want so you can actually receive it, putting boundaries up. See, I don't know how many times I gotta tell people, but if a Taurus is not fully satisfied, they're gonna go do whatever they want. And this is where, and there's Jupiter's in Taurus. So right now, a lot of Taurus placements feel the energy of that I can get abundance from everything until the right one is able to give me the moon, the sun, and the stars. And I'm telling you, people are aligning that can happen with. People just aren't paying attention to what in their life has to go. Like, you ever realize, like, this is where a lot of people are missing things. So if you aren't happy somewhere or things are starting to get hard or difficult, it's because of the fact that there's a transformation. And one thing I do know is right now, because the South Node is in Libra, what's happening is it's creating people to come into your life to create some type of dynamic shift and change. Also with Saturn being in Pisces, if the planet of restrictions, discipline, discernment, and rules and karma is in Pisces, that means that a lot of the restrictions, the discipline is all coming from a past life type of thing when it comes to groups. Meaning that, like, you overcome the energy of like toxic femininity through all these different friends. So then you have to learn healed femininity through other types of friends. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to constantly have to learn all these things. But the only thing different between all the situations, whether that you're learning out of toxic things or you're learning into new things, is that, do you still claim the independence that you have? Do you still feel free? Do you still feel like you can do your own thing? Do you still feel like you can be seen in the way that you see yourself? You get what I'm trying to say? Like, are you being honest with yourself? There's a video that I did last year about Valentine's Day, and in Valentine's Day, the video that I did last year, the title is called A Pretty Little Secret. Okay? And I told you it was a secret. It was a secret ancestral family. It was secrets in relationships. It was secret in friendships. It was just secrets that were going to be revealed based off of when it was time. It was a timing thing. Because I think the biggest test has been trusting, do you have the capabilities to create a reality with your intuition? And a lot of people, they just been lying to themselves. Like, how much more can you lie to yourself about that? Huh? And then also, how much more can you allow yourself to be in an energy of protection? In the video that I did, and I had this orange thing, I told you a lot of things weren't going to be what we thought they were going to be. Oh, this is that, and oh, this has to happen here, and this has to happen there. That's all a lie. Like, commitments, all that shit is a lie. It's a lie. Why do I feel like it's a lie? It's a lie because of the fact that a lot of people do things because they felt like it was right at that time, not realizing that you evolve. So people spend more time focusing on where they are, instead of realizing, like, I'm going to change. Have you accepted that you've changed over the last like 3-4 years? And if it's a 2020 remix, what happened in 2020? You got locked down with people that you knew damn well you didn't want to be locked down with because you realized this isn't for me. You aren't for me. Right now, the whole world is singing, nobody knows you like, And in the video, he's married with somebody else, but he was made for her. You get me? Y'all get me? Because this is what's about to happen. This is what's about to happen. The world is going to be a shit show. There's going to be, and there's this video. There's this video that's going around on TikTok and Twitter. And the girl's like sitting in the sun. And she was like, cheating is an illusion. And everybody's in this thing like, oh, a lot of things about like cheating and disloyalty and shit. But I just feel like, okay, let me tell y'all something. Okay? Disloyalty is is a reflection of how you're disloyal to yourself. You're trying to stick something out because of what you feel like other people are going to think. You're staying in jobs because you care about what other people are going to say. You're doing this because you care about what people, it's more people more care about other people than they care about themselves right now. Why? Why would you do that? It's so much Aquarius energy. There's so much rebellion energy. Why do you care about other people? Aquarius ruled the house of community, but they rule the house of a community that accepts them for their uniqueness. So why do you care what other people think? Why do you care about the name people are trying to label you? Everybody needs to pay attention to that, because when Mercury goes into Pisces, it's going to shock the shit out of a lot of people when they realize, oh my God, I'm not in this because of this. I'm not doing this because of this. I'm doing this because of the fact of how other people are what they're going to think. What other people think are going to be the cause of people's demise. Child. And another thing is, exactly. There's so much conversation about this right now, but we'll talk about that later. There's so many things going on about relationships right now. I pray that everybody understands it from a different perspective. When it comes to relationships and how the community's going to work, if we have Mercury in Pisces and we have things in Aquarius, that means that you are going to overcome lessons to become closer to the unique version of yourself through the wisdom and past lives of other people. You don't have to believe in past lives, and that's perfectly fine. You can be like, oh, gee, I don't believe in that shit. That's fine. You don't have to believe in it, but I'm trying to tell you it's true. Why would past life not be a thing and the South Node is in Libra? And Libra is the house of relationships. And we're in the age of Aquarius of community. Pluto's in Aquarius of the fixation of people's insecurities. You don't have to believe in past. I'm trying to tell you, you don't have to believe in it. But I'm telling you, that's why we're having a lot of conversations about dating and relationships. And that's why we're having all that now. It's going to get repetitive, and it's going to get more and more and more and more and more, where people are trying to humble people and people are trying to say this. And people are talking based off their morals and values of their lack mentality. They're not talking about their morals and values based off of how it is the truth. A lot of people can accept the truth from their higher self, because then they would have to actually admit that they have an attachment to things. People don't want to admit their attachment. Like, they don't want to admit because that's too vulnerable. That's too intimate. People don't want to admit that their higher selves are. That lady, prime example. It's a lady right now. She's doing a series of Who the Fuck Did I Marry? Thank you. Excuse me. She's doing a thing about who the fuck did I marry? She started messing with this man in 2020. She quarantined with him. What are the odds that this lady's telling her story now and she messed with him in 2020? What are the odds? You can't make this shit up. People are about to tell you exactly what happened in 2020. In 2020, that year was full of fucking illusions. It was full of people's entitlement. It was just full of so much shit. So I'm trying to tell you, think about that scenario happening again in 2024. Without mask and without quarantine and shit like that. Think about that. People were connecting online because, you know what I'm saying, we didn't have nothing else to do. You know what I'm saying? People were more, they were connecting on a mental level. That's what people realized when they were in the house with certain people, that you are mentally unstable. We mentally don't connect. We are aligned when I wasn't taking my mental health serious. One thing that I wrote down, and you know, it's so crazy. It's so crazy that I wrote this down today in my journal. Hold on, let me see. I am focusing on my mental health. I wrote that down today in my journal. 2020, everybody realized how mentally unstable they were. It was mentally unstable that people had us coming to work and we didn't even have to do the work like that. You know what I'm saying? Like in the you know, at the job, it was very mentally unstable for people to realize, like, damn, you really don't give a fuck to where you need to wear a mask or you need to stand 6 feet away. You're mentally unstable the fact that you think it's okay to run and buy up all the toilet tissue because that's the only fucking thing you can people were not mentally stable. They weren't mentally stable. You know what they do to people? Like, y'all know why they take so long in like car dealerships to do things? Because they're mentally trying to break you down so that they can like get you to do what they want you to do. You know, that's what they put people in solitary confinement, because when you're in solitude, you have time to think. That's one thing that I have told people, and I will continuously tell people: don't you ever give me too much time to think about something, because I'm going to think about it back and front, up and down, and around and around. Kabitch. The math ain't mathing. The fuck? And see, there's been a lot of overthinking because we're always trying to seek the truth. See, the reason why you no longer need to seek the truth is because Pluto in Aquarius is playing a big role. The fixation on trying to find the truth comes from an insecurity. And I'm telling you now, you don't have to find truths. They will come to you. Right now, Neptune is also in energy. Mercury's going into Pisces. We're in Pisces season coming up real soon. You won't have to find the truth. The truth will find you. So therefore, it's just like, you know, and then with Pluto being Aquarius, it's that beta generation. So this beta generation, even the kids that will be born from now in like 15, 20 years from now, they're going to always have an understanding that the truth will find them. And the reason why they will always have that understanding is because they were in a generation that allowed themselves to be vulnerable and intimate. And the kids that don't learn from that are always going to be insecure, are always going to have that deep wound of that everything is a lie, and they're going to create a false reality because they don't know how to be open and receptive when it comes to thoughts and words. Watch. Mark my words. The generation that our parents were born in, those that understand it, what they all understand what true community, what true love is, relationship, Venus energy, logically. The ones that didn't learn from that, what did they do? They play that, oh, I did this for you. The relationship is more transactional. See, the kids that are born between now and like 20, 15 years from now, those kids are going to be they're going to be they're going to be very knowledgeable. They're going to be very open to knowledge. They're going to be very open to critical thinking. They're going to be very open to how they speak. Very Mercury energy. They're going to actually appreciate their uniqueness. They're going to articulate their uniqueness. And you're going to have the ones that like to manipulate energy. They like to live a lie. They like to go find out the truth. These are people that are going to be very open and receptive to the truth. There's going to be two different groups. You can tell. Pluto's been in Capricorn the last 15, 20 years. Look at these fucking kids. These fucking kids is crazy as hell. They toxic as shit. They talking crazy. That's that vicious thing. They vicious. They running up in people's shit. They robbing people. They killing people because they picked up on that Pluto and Capricorn energy to where they don't understand how to be a true authoritative figure in their life. And then we got kids like the girl that's 16 years old and she a teacher. She graduated college at like 12. You can see the dynamics of the children. Whatever year we were born, whatever Pluto year we were born in, you can tell the day. Let me find out. Hold on. Let me just hold on. Let me see. Where is it at? Them kids don't know what the fuck going on. Okay, so we're Gen Z in the millennials. So, well, some people are Gen Z, some people are millennials or Gen X. So Gen X is the unraveling period, the Pluto in, oh no, Gen X is, no. Some people, it don't matter. We're millennials. Oh, Gen Y, whatever. That Pluto was in Scorpio. That's why a lot of us became very promiscuous. We were having sex early. We were exposed to sexual things early. That's why when we be hearing all this freaky ass shit and people be like, oh my God, the songs now are so vulgar. I remember singing Teabag that hoe. Drop them nuts all in her throat. Booty meat. Booty meats. Booty meats? Like, come on. Okay. When Pluto was in Scorpio, we were the crisis. Okay, that's why a lot of us realized that we were actually sexually assaulted, or, you know what I'm saying, we had all these things about when it came to like our sexual energy, our emotions. You like, come on now, like we were a lover, we were a very strong lover energy type of generation. Like we had all the kiss me through the phone, where we were able to be vulnerable. We had all the things of like the phone line, you could talk to somebody on the phone line. We had all like the Bebo, the MySpace. We were very creative of how we had the money falling down, we had the shit popping up on the pages, we had the bling bling, we had the I envy you, the little Sims, little shit like that. We had all that shit. You see the different dynamics. Not saying that other generations don't have predator mentality, but I feel like the millennials really understood where the sexual predator energy came from, and it came from people not understanding their emotions. It's like we were the only ones that really understood, like, oh shit, emotions are attached to sex, creativity. They're all in the same thing. So, you know, we understood why we were so promiscuous, or why we were so, like, you know, all these other things which came from either, you know, people in our family, all that shit. Like, we really peeped, like, what that was really about. Like, what it was really about was based off of emotional instability. Okay? So, you know, when you look at how we're going into this how we're going into this energy with Pluto and Aquarius, I mean, shit. The generation beta of the unraveling, I'm telling you, the unraveling is the truth. You don't never need nobody. You don't never need to seek the truth when it's in Aquarius. Every time Aquarius season comes around, do y'all realize that you never need to seek the truth? The truth always finds you. And then when Pisces season comes around, it's how you going to live in that truth, or what lie you're going to create. That's something that I'm realizing that was going on right now. And I'm telling you, I thought I was tripping. And I'm like, damn, last year, all the truths came to me. I didn't really have to go seek shit. And then whatever truth I dealt with, whatever truth I led with, I was the one that was trying to live off a lie. Trying to create my reality based off a lie. Whole time, the truth, I already knew the truth. I was just trying to find it because I felt some type of instability. I didn't feel comfortable. I didn't feel confident. And that's because Pluto was in Capricorn. The fact of, like, do you feel stable? Do you feel like an authoritative figure when you're going through certain things? We were literally going through a death of the ego, a death of our world when it came to how we saw ourselves as an authoritative figure, because it was actually us. The parts that were dying of us are the weeds and the roots of our ancestors and our other things that just had to be like pulled out. Over, you know, I was just talking to somebody. I was like, I don't know if you noticed, but like, baby, I've been through so many glow ups in the last couple months. She was like, yeah, and it's just like, damn, I didn't even realize that my damn self. Like, I've been through so many fucking glow ups in the last 6 months that, like, I can't even articulate it. Like, I think it makes me more shine gratitude that God trusts me to do what I'm doing, and he trusts me to be in the position that I'm in. Because if you would have told me this would have been my life a couple months ago, I'd be like, nah, baby, not me. If you would have told me this how my mindset would be, how my heart would be open, that I would be in certain things, I'd be like, nah, baby. Those dreams don't tell the truth. And when people fail, knowing they express the truth, having any situation coming from an Aquarius. And that sexually having sex very well, open your eyes to the truth about the person you have intercourse with this while. Yeah, and like, you know, that's another thing, how, like, you know, if somebody you're having sex with and, you know, you're not able to move forward with certain things, you know, you need to go ahead and stop having sex with them. One thing I always enjoy, that sexual healing is real. Somebody can open up your sacral chakra and you can open up theirs to become very creative and resourceful. The right person is going to help wake that up. And it doesn't just mean you'll be together forever, but I'm just letting y'all know, the right person is going to wake that up. It's going to be natural. That's why I was trying to tell y'all, learn sexual discipline. If you learn sexual discipline, you shouldn't have no issue. You have sex with somebody one time and all of a sudden you hear certain things, they say certain things, they've disclosed certain things, you know, I don't need to have sex with you. Like, this will never happen again. Like, this was cute, this was cool, but nah, I'm good. And then there's other people that you have sex with them, and that's what we were trying to say about how, like, so many people, they want to sit there and be like, oh, casual sex this, casual sex that, but, like, let's be honest. Why do you see things so casually? Like, that's why we keep having this conversation about kissing. We need to bring kissing back. It's intimate. So if you saw sex as intimate, that means that the person you're having sex with, you know, you guys exchange that intimacy. That's the biggest eye opener that I'm realizing about a lot of people in the collective. It's not that they have to be in a situationship. It's not that they have to have, you know, what I feel like is when people have sex with each other, they automatically assume attachment, and they assume possession. When people have sex with people, attachment, possession. Once they have sex with somebody, oh, you're mine. Sex does not bring possession over people. That's what God has been trying to get people to understand. That's why everybody's emotions be all fucked up. Because how you gonna claim that's yours, but you're not open enough to speak your emotions, your truth? So how is that? That's why God was trying to tell y'all, you need to learn sexual discipline. You keep talking about I'm celibate. Then you fall, and I'm not gonna say you fall based off of, you know, whatever. Let's say you have sex with a person, and you're like, oh my God, I just can't believe I did that, and da 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 da. Why can't you believe that you did that? How do you know that wasn't a test to show you that you don't have to be possessive or have attachment to somebody because you had sex with them? Did you do it because you wanted to, or did they make you? See, a lot of people be liking to play that bullshit, and that's something that you're not gonna be able to do in this whole, you know, Pluto and Aquarius energy. You're not gonna be able to play that whole, oh my God, you know, trying to change it so you can feel good about yourself. You did it because you wanted to. So then this is having people truly stand on the decisions that they make of what you're doing. Like, you're gonna have to start being responsible for it. See, since everybody's open up to this spiritual journey, if I could be so honest with y'all, they make that shit an excuse. They make it the excuse, and they try to be like, oh, but my shadow. I don't want to hear none of that shit. See, because if you actually understood that spiritually, they don't have emotions up there. They're very logical. You did it because something, and you wanted to do it. Now, go down the list of how did it make you feel. Well, I wasn't pleased. I didn't like this. I didn't get to speak my truth. That's your test. So you're trying to tell me the people that you have sex with, you can't tell them you didn't like that, or you can't tell them you wanted them to do this better. You just expect for people to know. We are going to get out of that illusion. Because Pluto is in Aquarius, the fixation on thinking people can read your mind, or that things are just supposed to just be like, it's just supposed to mesh, that illusion is being fucking ripped out. Real connections can have hard conversations. Real connections can be intimate and vulnerable. Real connections can keep that shit 300. Real connections can teach each other things. See, that's an Aquarius thing, to learn. Everybody's so used to just, oh, well, if they're for me, they should just magically know. What? That's why these relationships are very transactional. Because what you know and this is what you get. That's not how this is going to work. You actually have to talk. If you want to, I've never seen communities be strong that just, oh, well, you're just in my community, so you just know. How? How would they know that? The more you step into your authentic power, the more you're going to realize you gotta tell people. They don't know. The more you stay in that fake ass shit, that's why you don't gotta tell people shit. That's why you think they can read your mind. Because you're already putting up a facade, a persona. You're already lying. So of course you don't want to tell nobody. Of course you want them to read your mind because you're trying to manipulate the entire situation. Let's go ahead and call a spade a spade. See, people be want to play that whole, well, spiritually we're aligned, it'll just mesh. You're delusional. You're delusional. That doesn't make any sense. That's why y'all don't have good friends. That's why y'all niggas ain't shit. That's why y'all bitches ain't shit. That's why y'all family still ain't shit. You still be fucking with ain't shit ass folks. Because of the fact of you allow the fake ass energy to, you allow that to rule your world and manipulate everything in the world. Instead of just saying, you know what, motherfuckers can't read minds. And leading with that puts you in a vulnerable place. Leading with the fact that if somebody can't read your mind, that actually puts you in a place of, damn, if I tell the truth, how are they going to respond? Why does it matter? Their response will be the answer of how you need to either leave them the fuck alone or how they're actually going to stand by you. What does real loyalty look like? That's why I keep trying to tell you, you mad about disloyalty, but baby, you being disloyal to yourself. Real loyalty is when a motherfucker can really tell you the truth and they say, look, this is what it is. And if you're going to rock with it, you're going to rock with it. If you're not, you're not. If you moving based off how somebody responds, you're going to be very shitty the next 20 years. You're going to have a very shitty life. Your soul's you're going to constantly go through the same things because you are still in people-pleasing manners. To lie and to act like somebody can read your mind, that's people-pleasing. Because what's happening is, if they read your mind and they get it inaccurate, what you're normally going to do is change what you were thinking to align with what they said so you can be satisfied, so you don't be disappointed. That's stupid. That's stupid. How much more can we hear in a collective of men say, y'all don't really tell us anything? People are like, oh, well, men already know. Men know how to protect, provide, and care. Some of the things he doesn't know because he doesn't fucking know you. Women, you're saying about how, you get the surface level friends. Right, you get the surface level friends because you don't let people know you. They don't know you. A lot of y'all would actually cancel out a lot of people in your life if you actually told them what you don't like. I don't like that. I'm not saying that I found this out, whatever, but one of the things that I had noticed that my best friend, that she did like 2 years ago on Christmas, she knew I didn't like my food to touch. It's small. But the fact that she texted me was like, hey, I'm about to make you a plate. What foods can go on this plate? And I'll put the other foods on another plate. Because she knows me. She knows she don't like her food to touch. It's a small thing. But that's the part about it. She didn't read my mind and be like, oh, well, she probably wants her mac and cheese and her meat and her rice on one plate. She asked me. Because she can't read my mind. But she knows me. That's the thing. Everybody wants to be in these very intimate connections, but you cannot vocalize. You know what I'm saying? When somebody asks you a question, you got your nose all tooted up and your arms crossed, and you're like, well, you should already know. How? You have never said anything. You want people to be observant, but some people aren't observant of actions. They're observant of words. Use your words. Jupiter has been in Taurus for the last year to help people expand the way you speak. The way you speak is a reflection of your self-worth, your self-value. Meaning that I told you guys, words matter. Use your words wisely in this season. So you sitting over there trying to play these little, delusional Pisces games. I told y'all sometimes Pisces just be real retarded. Okay? Pisces placement, they be so damn in their own world, so mute. Like, that mute shit is not gonna work with people that actually talk. That mute shit make you look like you got problems. Seriously. And that's what people in the collective is about to do. They about to be on this mute thing, or somebody's angry with you and they don't say nothing. That's a form of stonewalling. Thank you, Spirit. That stonewalling thing. That shit like that is just like, no. Matter of fact, what's the definition of stonewalling? Stonewall is a verb. It's an action. It's to delay or block a request, process, or person by refusing to answer questions or by giving invasive replies, especially in politics. That's exactly what people are going to do. By refusing to answer questions. People that stonewall are the weakest people because of the fact of they know that they're dumb. They know that they're very incompetent. They know they lack the ability to speak their truth. People that stonewall are stupid. They lack emotional maturity because of the fact of the reason why they stonewall is because their parents did it to them and ignored the shit out of them and ignored what they had to say and how they feel. So now they do it to other people. So trust me, baby, you don't look stupid for trying to talk to them. They look stupid for not answering because of the fact that they're just doing what they know. I bet you if you tell somebody that stonewalls you, the only reason why you act like this is because your parents ignored your ass. That's exactly why you're incompetent and you're unable to speak your truth. You're an idiot. Tell somebody that. I bet you'll get a response out of them then. I'm just saying. I bet you'll get a response out their ass then. I promise you. I bet you if you say something about their parents and about how their parents did that to them and you're just showing, you're just showing how your parents used to ignore you and all your feelings. That's why you're doing it to me, You're having a little bit of a memory flashback. Yeah. That's how people in the collective are going to be. They don't want to talk. You don't want to talk? Okay. I'm sorry. I only have room for people that want to talk. Also, what I told you guys about paying attention to people when they are talking. When you're speaking slower, you're allowing people to process the words that you're saying. You're processing the words that they're saying from your thoughts to actually what your response is going to be, which allows for you to hear them say. People will tell on themselves. The truth will tell itself. People are going to tell on themselves. You know, one thing I've been doing a lot lately, and I'm very proud of this. And it could be my Lilith. It could be my Lilith. I'm not going to lie. It could be my Lilith. But I have been actively listening to people. Because they will instantly tell you their weaknesses. Instantly. They will say it instantly. I just be actively listening. And so instead of me using their weaknesses against them to get what I want, what I realized is I'm using people's weakness to be able to challenge them to overcome it. Because you won't use me as, a lot of people will use their weaknesses against you guys to make you work harder in the situation or in the relationship so they don't feel like they are going to get hurt, that they don't feel it. I'm making people put their heart on display with me. I'm making them put their pride to the side. Somebody basically was trying to make it seem like, oh, well, you didn't do this and you didn't do that. I said, no, let's be honest. You didn't do this because this, right? They were like, yeah, exactly. I'm making you put that pride aside. I'm making you put your heart on the table with me. Because I'm not going to work harder to prove anything because of the fact of I didn't come into this with any type of trauma, attachments, or anything like that. So you're not going to make me overwork the self-love that I'm in, the self-worth that I've worked on, the confidence that I have. You're not going to make me overdo that. You guys will be tested with people that want you to overwork. You're coming into their life because you have a new sense of confidence. You have a new sense of self-love. You have a new sense of authority in your life. So you're coming in contact with certain people that the fact of that is their next step, that they finally deal with people that are like you. So they stop dealing with people that are like them, because God is saying you're done being like them. You are like this. So therefore, I'm going to put somebody in front of you that is how you should be, and you're going to have to step up to the plate. People are scared of that. The community. You have to talk. Put your pride aside. Stop looking, feel like, oh, I look crazy because I called. I look crazy because I text. If you feel like you look crazy, then maybe you need to not fuck with them. Ever thought about that? If you feel like you seem crazy for asking a job for a raise, ever thought about that you're not supposed to work there? You know, that's something I want everybody to pay attention to. Have you ever thought about that the reason why you don't feel comfortable to do certain things with certain people or to say certain things to certain people because maybe you're just not supposed to be over there? Wow. That's funny, right? I think that's hilarious. Because that's exactly what's happening. People are going to find things. Why do you, if it's too hard for you to ask somebody a question, to do something, to, you know, people, I'm telling you, people are not mind readers. You're going to have to reintroduce yourself. You're going to have to speak your truth. You're going to have to set boundaries. There's not anything, you know, because I realize that the only time you need to be silent is when you feel like you have to over-explain. Thank you. Anytime you feel like you have to over-explain, be quiet. Anytime you feel yourself over-explaining, be quiet. Oh, shit. Be quiet. If you've already said what you said, there's nothing that you need to over-explain. It is what it is. It was what it was, and that's it. So, I think that's it. So, that's all. Welcome. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Oh, good. 51 minutes. So, I'm going to play this back. Let y'all listen to it. I'm going to save this and I'm going to put it on Instagram. And it's going to be on YouTube when I can get it on YouTube. And I'll see y'all tomorrow or maybe the next day. But do y'all want me to put this video on do y'all want me to put the link? Yeah. It'll be on Instagram until I can okay, girl. It'll be on Instagram until I can get it on Patreon. Exactly what I said that I wanted, and I got it. Actually, no, this video is on this is on Instagram. I mean, no, sorry, this is on YouTube. This video is already on YouTube. It's not on Patreon. I'm so done with you. With the Virgo full moon coming up, I think I'm going to watch this to try to figure out the energy. Night. All right. Never mind. This video is already on YouTube, so you just have to go watch it. It's called The Truth of Gratitude. So, good night, Garrick Street.